As the holiday season approaches, I get very excited. I do not look forward to the gifts. Well, maybe a little. But I get happy because it gives families an opportunity to come together at the dinner table and share everything they have done throughout the year. The first step to preparing the perfect pozole is to choose the correct cut of meat for the dish. Although there are different variations to the meat used for pozole, the best choice of meat to use is pork meat. When my mother cooks pozole, she uses neck bone, pig's feet, and then pork stew meat. But this time she will only use pork stew meat to prepare the pozole. She is using about 2 pounds of pork stew meat. My mother adds the pork stew meat onto a big pot and then adds about 8 cups of water to the pot. Pot on the stove and sets the fire to medium. As the meat boils, she starts working on the chili sauce that will be added to the meat. These are the ingredients that will be used for the sauce: 2 tomatoes, half an onion, 5 garlic cloves, 5 guajillo chilies, 3 Japanese chilies, and 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon. While the sauce ingredients cool down, the meat is tracked on. As you can see, there is a white mushy thing on top of the meat. This white mushy thing is removed by taking a large spoon and going underneath the mushy thing until all has been removed. What will be left will be a more clear and pure broth. After the sauce ingredients have cooled down, they can now be blended. All the ingredients, including the water, are put into the blender. Everything is blended until the sauce is pretty purified, with no large pieces of the ingredients left over. Once the sauce is done, the sauce can be added to the same pot as the boiling meat. After the meat and the sauce are allowed to boil together, the final ingredient is added to the pozole, the hominy. The hominy is a grain, and although there are different kinds, we use the one from the can. It eliminates the hassle of having to boil the hominy in order to soften it. The broth and the sauce and the hominy are then stirred together and allowed to continue to boil. The meat, the sauce, and the hominy are allowed to boil together for about half an hour. Now the pozole is just about ready to be taken off the stove. When serving a bowl of pozole, it is always a good idea to get a little bit of all the ingredients into the bowl. Put a little bit of the meat and hominy and top it off with some of the broth. Pozole is never eaten on its own. Different ingredients are used as garnishments to enhance the flavor of the pozole. You can start off with a bit of lemon juice, onions, radishes, cabbage, and some hot chili sauce. The pozole is also accompanied by some tostadas or tortilla chips that can be dipped into the broth. I hope you have enjoyed learning how to cook this traditional dish. Like my mother says, it doesn't matter what you're cooking, as long as you're cooking with your heart. Blessings to you and your family, and happy cooking.
Delicious.